Collin, what are you meddling with over there?
Trying to get this goddamn cap off. Oh, is this recording?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're going to watch me struggle with this.
Yeah. Oh, God, you're giving me anxiety watching you try to pop the top on that.
Here we go.
Hey, cool. Will you do mine?
That's yours.
That was a hell of a way to start episode 27 right there. What is this shit?
I don't know. So I went to Weiland's Market before I came here because I knew they had like a bunch of crazy flavors of like Polar and stuff like that.
What's Polar?
Like the seltzer. It's a seltzer brand.
Gotcha.
But then I saw they had like a whole shelf of just singles of weird sodas. So I got this. It's called Bubble Up, and the lady at the register said it's like really an old drink, and this is called Frosty. This is blue cream soda, and I'm sure it's terrible, but I just had to get it.
It's got pure cane sugar. Usually that's the sign of something that's pretty good.
I didn't think about the whole bottle opener situation.
I actually have one in the car. If I'd have known, I'd have just brought that fucker in. That's all right. I got it. All right, good job. Cheers. We'll have a sip
Hold on,
of...
I don't want to get on my white shirt.
Yeah, your white bootleg corn shirt.
Bootleg corn shirt.
Mmm.
Tastes like cream soda.
It does. It literally...
It's just cream soda that's blue.
It is blue cream soda.
Which...
Nothing has been...
to be fair, that's literally what it says.
Yeah, no, it says Frosty.
I just assumed it'd be like
soda.
blue raspberry or something.
I said
like
sody.
That.
Cream sody.
Cream sody.
The only thing that's not true about this label is this is not Frosty. Did these come off the shelves?
They did. They did.
All right.
They are not cold.
No, they're not Frosty, not one bit.
Those bubble ups in there hopefully will be cold, which are just lemon lime, like Sprite or something like that.
I'm into it. I wasn't sure if you were going to bring anything today. I should have assumed since you always bring something. But I did bring some stuff in the car just in case, but now I get to take those home.
It tastes a little bit like medicine.
That's a theme. Sober October is all about medicine drinks. I don't know. I'm not a big cream soda fan, but this is actually pretty good.
I am a big cream soda fan, actually.
Hell yeah. So one thing I had asked on our Instagram was we need a top 3 list. I just want to do a top 3. I have a couple queued up, but they're like 4 guests and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for somebody to give me one, and we discussed it today. That I know of, nobody sent me one. And I said on the Instagram that if no one sent me one, it would be a Linkin Park top 3.
All right.
And then
let me look up the track lists of the first 2 records, like so I can refresh the songs. But I could think of because I mean I will be off those first 2 records and that's it.
No, I'm glad that you said that because on the way here, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull up Linkin Park and I'm gonna kind of glance over and see where my songs are. I just looked at all the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I picked 2 songs off the first record, and then 1 song off of the second record. So you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. So in no particular order, because as I'm glancing through the list, I felt like I could probably pick a top 5 off the first record, period. And a little backstory, I didn't know I like Linkin Park this much. I had no fucking idea. What really made me think about it was when we were driving to Cedar Point. I was doing the whole like, oh, we got a couple hours. Let's like throw on some old shit. You know, I'm going through Korn and Limp Bizkit, doing that thing, right? I got to Linkin Park and I was like, I don't really want to change this. I don't want to change this.
Sorry.
Next song, I don't want to change this. I'm like, fuck, man, I like a lot of Linkin Park. So I'm going to go with Points of Authority.
Okay.
First record. In the End, first record.
Mm-hmm.
Which... honestly, I didn't know it was on I didn't realize that was a first record song. And then what the fuck? See, In the End, Points of Authority.
I gotta hear this really quick.
What you got? You gotta hear the...
Yeah.
Is that Faint?
No.
What the fuck you listen to? What track is it?
Lying From You.
That wasn't one of mine. I'm waiting.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one? Okay. So, shit, now I'm trying to think. I had one off the second album. It might have been Somewhere I Belong.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good song.
Or Numb. Wait, mine was
Numb's
Numb.
on the first one.
Is it?
Numb's on the first one. Oh, no, it's on the...
No.
You're right.
My 3 are Points of Authority, In the End, and Numb.
It's funny. This is supposed to be a top 10, but we're struggling so much to just get them out. Or top 3. We're just struggling so much to get them out.
I told you, because there's so many fucking Linkin Park albums. And I would love if... I'm going to try and post this clip after you get done with yours. I'm going to dice it up and post ours. I want to get other people's top 3, because fucking... I think a lot of people like Linkin Park. I think it's like that guilty pleasure...
Mm-hmm.
band.
Man, looking at their first record, there's a lot of good songs on here.
Yeah. Instinctively, I went straight to Paper Cut, but I had to cut that one from my top 3.
I think I agree with you about In the End.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best song on the first record. But then I really like Meteora.
Okay.
I worked at Hot Topic at the time when that came out, so I had to hear it all the time. Maybe that's why I like it a lot. But I love the song Breaking the Habit. It's a weird, like electronic, like a drum and bass track.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song. I think the hook's really good. And I just think that the whole thing is really cool. And Lying From You. That was why I was making sure it was the song, but it's a dun 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 dun. That's got that big hardcore riff in the beginning.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is there's not a lot of songs where I'm like, wow, that insert instrument sounds good. That's great guitar tone. I never say that about Linkin Park, but as a whole, that man fucking slays. I even like that weird track that I think might have been like a bonus track, that My December.
That song's awesome.
Dude, that song's fucking awesome.
Now, anything after that, forget about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that might have been why, you know what I'm saying?
But
you know where I'm going with this.
Oh.
That might have been why.
No.
What?
No.
Okay. Who else also can say that they did an entire fucking mashup album with Jay-Z?
That's crazy.
Which is fucking cool, by the way.
I don't know that I've listened to it, but
it's
a cool idea.
You should listen to it. It's really good. It's crazy how well some of the songs blended. Kyle's the one that first ever got me hip to that. All right.
While we're on the new metal tip, I'm just going to stay here.
Do it.
Because Friday, Korn's first record turned 25.
Oh, I saw that you posted that, and I actually meant to repost that from the Heckin Cool Dads.
25 years.
I have a question. Is your account private?
My Instagram account?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think it is, because you know how you can use that that app to copy the link and it repost it. Every time I tried to do it, it was like error, copying link from private account.
I keep Twitter's public as hell because it's me just bitching about stuff.
Yeah.
But Instagram I keep private just because it's a lot of pictures of my kids and things like that, and so.
Got it.
And I don't filter a lot of my life, so last thing I need is a client searching my name. And
was that like a weird double entendre? I don't filter a lot of my life, and it's Instagram with the filters.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, that wasn't. But
good job. That was a hot bar,
Garth. That was a haiku. But that was a hot bar.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Do I need a client searching my name and finding me hammered, passed out by a fire? I don't know. But
fun fact, you can change your Instagram over to a business or a page or whatever it is. And they've got everything there. It's personal blog or just for fun. But I did it one day just to see the analytics behind things. And I couldn't make my page private because if you have a page that's like that with the analytics on, you cannot turn it private. So I'd actually have to go back, but I kind of like looking at the analytics. Just from
so you've turned your personal Instagram into a business page?
Well, it's not a business page.
So you could do promoted posts and shit?
Yes. But I didn't do it for that. I did it just because if you switch it to that, you have to pick your category, right? If you're a musician or whatever you are. And they actually have a category called just for fun. But what it does is it gives you all these demographics about the people or the demographics, where they're from, age groups, everything that looked at your post, how many profile views in the past X amount of days, all that shit. I just did it just to see. I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. I like looking at statistics and shit like that. And then I went to make my page private again, and because I realized it wasn't, and I couldn't. It was no, if you have this type of page, you can't make it private.
Huh.
So I'd have to go back, but I kind of like the stats.
I was really big on being public. In general, I just think, it's part of what social media is. It's part of, and we talked about this last week, but we've spent our whole adulthoods on out in the open.
Yeah.
And, but I also had a weird thing. I was writing for a minute. I was the managing editor for HM Magazine, which is a old school Christian heavy music magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a column that I was writing for it, and I challenged a lot. I was still I was at the time I was still very much a Christian whatever that looked like at the time. I was going to church still and all that stuff, but I was my column was very risque in a challenging a lot of Christian thought and a lot of just it was really challenging. And some guy like kept popping up, like he's like on my Twitter and on my Instagram and stuff like that, who was just like talking about how I was like a heretic or how I was like ruining the reputation of the magazine and all, like, and he just but then he started saying stuff that was like a little bit more personal, like talking about like saying like, and you call yourself a family man, and then like
maybe he was digging into you a little too much,
and it sounded like he knew who I was from a long time ago or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. So then it was like I locked down my Instagram for that. That was one reason. I locked my Twitter down for a while until that was kind of all over. But that was at this point that was like 4 or 5 years ago. But it was weird, man. It was weird.
At Collin, if you're 555, then I'm 666.
Yep.
What's it called? What's it like to be a heretic? Is that the lyric?
Yeah.
There you go. You said heretic, and immediately I go to Slipknot.
Speaking of Slipknot, the new Bury Your Dead comeback EP came out on Friday.
I did not listen to it.
You got to listen to it for one. I've already listened to it like 3 times because it's like 12 or 13 minutes
long.
Well,
that one song. We talked about that one song.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like, so that song is like Bury Your Dead beatdown.
Yeah.
Like, and I kind of expected like just that, but like the first song, it sounds so much like it could be on Iowa. You could sing lyrics from Slipknot over top of it.
Really?
Yeah. And then the second song is like a super hard moshy like version of Seven Dust. There's like fucking wah pedals and shit, and no singing because they got the old vocalist back. But and their song sounds like Meshuggah, and like that whole thing kind of weaves in and out of it. But it is wild. Like the first track, it's like I wanted to just sing like lyrics for like Disaster Piece over it or something like that.
Oh man. So
it's awesome though.
You say that, and then it reminds me. So my buddy Dustin posted and was basically giving this musician a lot of credit. He's like, "Oh, it's weird that it's rare that you find a musician where you just like all the shit this musician does." And he's talking about this kid that is like 23 years old or 24 years old, so it's fairly young, right? Started playing drums about 14, and he's like the touring drummer for like Marilyn Manson. Suicidal Tendencies. He went on tour with like Corey Taylor's project. He did all this shit, right? And then he posted a link to him covering a song from the Bronx, and it was like a drum cover on YouTube. So I go there and I watch it, and I'm like, okay, the Bronx is fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
But he was fucking flawless on this cover. So I was like, oh shit. Click on his actual YouTube, and it's like Brandon something. I can't think of a name. You'll probably find it on your phone before I could find it. But he had some other covers on there. One of them was Slipknot Disaster Piece, which he fucking nailed. Another one was, oh my God, some song from Dillinger Escape Plan, which he fucking nailed. And I was floored.
Brandon Pertzborn?
That's him.
Tight. I'll check it out.
You got to check those fucking things out. I was so impressed with the Dillinger Escape Plan cover because I can't even hum along with some Dillinger songs. Like I've listened to some of them for like 10, 15 years and still can't hum along with them. And he hit every fucking drum beat, timing wise and everything. He must have just been playing along with the record in the background or something because he had no earphones in that I could see. Nothing. I got to show you this dude when we're done.
Speaking of Dillinger, so I think we said this a couple weeks ago, but the Calculating Infinity just turned 20.
Jesus.
So, but think about this. Korn's first record just turned 25.
Yeah.
Calculating Infinity is only 5 years older than that record. And that just seems so strange to me.
Yeah, because
they feel so far apart.
That's a large gap in my musical taste and
yeah. It's so weird.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
But I came home from work early on Friday. I had a hell of a week, and I had a hell of a business trip. And so Friday, I got home, and I was like, Friday I went to work for a couple hours, and I was like, I'm taking PTO for the rest of the day. I gotta go home by myself and just listen to music or something.
Yeah.
I get home and it was Korn's 25th birthday, so I put that. I have it on vinyl, 180 gram, two LP set, and I put that sucker on. And
hey man, that sounds real cool. I have no idea what it means. So
it's thicker. The vinyl's thicker. And,
what does that do? Just real quick. I just need the backstory. What does that do to have thicker vinyl?
Well, for one, it doesn't warp as easy, so it lasts. It's more durable. It lasts a lot longer. It's
like the equivalent
archival
of like a CD don't scratch.
Sure, kind of, but it's better. It's better. It's better.
Okay, extra much better.
Yeah. Anyway, extra most bestest. Those pizzas suck, by the way. Those Little Caesars ones. It's
not a fucking clue.
It's the hot and ready's at Little Caesars.
Yeah.
It's that. But an extra
but like
$1,
okay,
it's got like double the amount of pepperoni
and stuff.
It's too much.
All right, go on. There's no such thing. Go on.
Such a weird aside there. But anyway, I go home and I throw that on, and I'm by myself at home, and so I just crank that sucker up.
Yeah, and
I'm just doing dishes and stuff like that. And for one, I had been thinking about it a lot that day. Just think really wow. I honestly do think it's one of the most important records in heavy music history.
Oh yeah.
I said this on Instagram, but like anybody who tunes their guitar down below like B owes something to that record. They owe it to other bands too. Like Meshuggah was doing shit in 92 and stuff like that. And Morbid Angel was doing stuff like that in the 80s. But a very specific downtuned sound goes straight to that, and so there's that, and I was thinking about that, but then it was weird, I was having this like weird kind of existential crisis because it was Rowan's age. 11 was when that came out, was when I got into that. And I just remember I was like living in a household in an abusive environment and going down and laying on my bed and listening to that record, like 11, 12 years old. And like really, it's so easy to think like, oh, he was just crying about his dad or whatever. But like, dude, like they were like 21 years old. He was like really experiencing that stuff. And as cheesy as some of the lyrics are, it was like while I was listening to it on Friday, I was just channeled to that time where I was like, that was like a refuge for me.
Yeah,
was just like fucking taking that in. So happy birthday to that record. I know that band put out some really shitty stuff later in their career, but honestly, I think their new record is going to make my top 10 list this year.
Man, when I was listening to Korn and stuff, I was probably 12, 13. That's when I first started getting into it. Because I don't think that I got into the first Korn record in 94 when it came out. I got into it like more like 95. And then, another year, then like Life is PG was out and all that shit. So when I was listening to that shit, I would look at my brother, who was fucking mid-20s and think he was old as fuck. I'm like, damn, my brother old as fuck, And now it's like, now the album I was listening to is what I used to consider old as fuck for a time frame, but I'm older than that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Man, dude, I'm
weird, man.
Currently, you have somehow jump-started my midlife crisis right now on the podcast live.
Crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
One final thing on that listening experience was, so Rowan got home from school just as the record's ending. So it's the last 2 minutes.
Where he's just crying?
Where he's like, for real,
wailing,
sobbing. And Rowan goes, why is that guy on this record just crying? And the most writing it off kind of way.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is really funny. This is because I was like in the zone, so it totally caught me off guard. And I was like, well, he grew up with an abusive dad, and he's singing about it. He goes, oh, like you.
Oh shit.
And I was like, what? And he goes, you had an abusive stepdad. And I was like, oh God. I was like, I'm pretty sure I thought you were just saying that I was abusive. Yeah. And he goes, no. But man, it was like my heart just sunk when he said that.
What kind of music do your kids listen to?
Well, Miles always makes it a point to say that rock music sucks.
Okay.
And I asked him what he likes, and he goes like electronic stuff like EDM or something like that, but he can never really name.
Yeah.
They all like that like Marshmello guy.
Yeah.
And like for a minute there, Ro was like really into dubstep and stuff like that. A lot of it's just music they listen to while they play video games, and
that's interesting.
That's on the YouTube channels.
Hayden went through a phase where he liked any music that had weird like synthy dubstep style stuff in it. It could be rap music that had it, rock music that had it. Didn't matter as long as it had some kind of those like weird noises and shit, like robots fighting. He was into that shit. He is very much into white rappers.
Huh.
Like something has gone on the past like year. He heard me listen to like Tom McDonald or something, like one of the tracks that, and it's weird with Tom McDonald. Like I like half his shit, and then other half the shit, I'm like, man, this is like fucking Hot Topic cheesy. Like this is bad cheesy. But he listened to that, and like, you know, I also like diss records and stuff. So like when, you know, Eminem and fucking MGK were going back and forth, he just heard those by default. And we don't necessarily shelter him from bad words or anything like that because he just doesn't say them. Like I told you, he did slip and say hell the other day.
Nice.
He was trying to like say something real fast, and he was subbing out all the words like on the fly, and then he got to hell, and he stopped, and his face turned red, and he's like, I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. I was really trying to say heck, blah, blah, and he like just kept going. I was like, dude, it's fine. Hell is like, that's one of the few that...
It's like, homeboy, I know that as soon as you're hanging out with your friends, you guys are all just saying fuck shit.
But he doesn't. Like, he comes home, like, he will come home and tell me kids did. He's like, I told him to stop. Like,
that's awesome.
He's literally like, I love it. Like, he is a very pure, innocent child, and like that shit probably won't last forever. Anyway, he, I'll hear him listening to like, you know, shit he shouldn't listen to, right? Like Eminem. And he had on that, there's a newer Eminem song. It might be off like last couple records. I kind of like fell off Eminem, called Venom. Dude.
I know what you're talking about.
He knows that song like the fucking back of his hand.
It's like a really angry song too.
It is. He loves that angry white guy music. I'm telling you, he is all about it. Loves fucking, you know, I'd almost lump 21 Pilots in there. 21 Pilots was like his fucking favorite band. And then he loves Panic at the Disco. And then he likes a whole bunch of YouTubers that happen to make music too.
Yeah. Same.
And it's all like that weird, funny rap.
Yeah.
So like I'm lumping all that together. It's like you got Tom McDonald, Eminem, 21 Pilots.
And then some fucking guys screaming on YouTube.
But they're not really screaming. It almost sounds like YouTubers' version of like Lonely Island.
Yeah.
You know? Like white. It is kind of yelly rap, but dude, he's all, oh, and fucking he likes Token, another white rapper, and he likes NF. He really likes NF, which that guy doesn't cuss, period. But all his music is about like depression and shit like that.
So is he like searching his stuff out on his own?
Yeah. He gets things from like he has his own Spotify account because I have Spotify family. So
we do the same thing.
I do the same thing for him. He's got it. And he has one of those Google Home Minis. And I linked it to his shit so that when he plays music, it doesn't interfere with any of our accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll play one thing and then it'll play something else like it. And he finds these things. Dude, he loves NF.
Weird.
And it's crazy how much of the lyrics of all these songs I'm talking about that he actually knows. I'll hear him in his room, like jumping around and just like, like just going off to this shit.
See, none of my kids have like totally latched on to something yet. Rowan, for a minute, you know, like 3 years ago, Baroness put out a record and he like one song specifically he like loved, and then like he wanted to go see him live, and I took him to see him live and stuff like that. But then like nothing else has ever really latched on like that. Beatrice, you know, she's the one who's spent the most time just like listening to music with me. Like if I'm like laying on the couch like listening to a record, she'll actually like, well, not so much anymore, but she used to come just like lay with me and listen to it too.
Yeah,
it's just weird. Like we have music on all the time at home, it's just there's always something. You know what I mean? And no one really. It's just weird because I was around that age, Miles Rowan's age, when I started like discovering the music I wanted to listen to. Yeah,
he listens to music even while he does his homework. And like when he's off of media for the night and it's time to just like read or whatever and wind down before bed, he puts on music like all the time. Sometimes he'll put it really low and fall asleep to it. Like this guy really, really likes music.
B listens to like Imagine Dragons and One Republic and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
doom, just
Yeah. You started. We didn't really talk about this yet, but you kind of started it off by talking about what happened on your Friday. Anything else exciting? Why was your week so bad? You said you had a rough week.
Well, it was just really fast paced, but I had a meeting in Milwaukee on
Milwaukee,
which is Algonquin for the good land, as we know. I had a meeting in Milwaukee on Friday, and it was just a day trip. So the meeting was at like 1:30, and I drove to the airport at like 6:45, and then our plane left at 8:30, and then it's a flight to Chicago, and then Chicago to Milwaukee, and that flight is literally like 20 minutes, and so all that, and it was fine, ate some shitty food at the airport, went to the meeting, get back to the airport, we got a bunch of time to kill, so dicking around, eating more shitty food at the airport.
Okay.
And then also the Uber we had, there was puke on the ceiling. Anyway,
wow.
on the headliner. So we're at the gate, and they're like, so the flight from Milwaukee to Chicago is basically like a small regional jet that goes back and forth like a bus between the two all day. And so they're like, the plane's currently in Chicago. They're having a mechanical issue. It's going to be delayed. It's looking like you're going to miss your connection. And we're like, fuck. None of us have toothbrushes, clothes. It was a day trip. We just have our computers and notebooks and stuff. And so then they're like, yeah, it's canceled. So they're trying to figure everything out for something. And my boss is like a veteran world traveler. So this dude like knows all the loopholes, all the tricks or whatever. He goes away for a sec. And then like talks to somebody, and then he comes back and he goes, all right, come on, guys. They get us on this plane like 30 seconds before the door closes. And we get on this plane, and then we fly from Milwaukee to Charlotte, North Carolina. And then we get off the plane and walk into the area, and then look at our tickets and realize that it's the same gate. So then like we get back on the same plane and then fly to Columbus.
What the fuck?
So, in the end, it only really added about an hour and a half or 2 hours to the day. But when it was already like a 16-hour day that involved flying so much, another 2 hours made it really rough. And it was just, I had already had like a really stressful week before that at work. And it was just the icing on the cake.
My absolute favorite pizza that I've ever had in this world is in Chicago, at Pequod's.
At what?
Pequod's. Pequods, something like that. Quods. From what I think they only have one location, but best pizza.
Like Chicago style deep dish?
It is deep dish, but it's not your tourist deep dish. It's not like the Giordano's, Luminelli's or whatever, Chicago or Gino's East. It's none of that shit. It's made in a cast iron pan, good caramelization. It's actual pizza.
Good caramelization.
Yeah, well, it is. That's why you cook it in cast iron. It's fucking phenomenal, and it's the one thing I would go to Chicago. We could leave if you wanted right now. Like if you'd be down to just drive right tonight.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck it. I would just like. I got a friend we can stay with. I know many people in Chicago, so we'd have a place to stay. 6 hours, 6.5, and then back.
Trying to get that fucking. Where's that fucking Hyperloop?
That's what I'm saying. Do you understand how much I would eat that pizza if that was a real thing?
Could you imagine a 25-minute trip to Chicago?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine? I mean, that's like 450 miles. And to just be like, or no, it's not. It's like 320 miles. Anyway, just to be like, hey, do you want to go to fucking
Millennium Park?
Yeah, or like, hey, do you want to go to such and such for dinner tonight? Make a reservation. Whoop.
Yeah. If that were the case, you know how many more people would probably get jobs in Chicago? I knew a guy who he did commercial real estate. He lived in Columbus, but one like week a month, he would go to Chicago to like close deals and do whatever. And I'm not kidding. This dude made like between 20 and 40 grand a month. And that's because he would go to Chicago, and that's where all like the big commercial real estate, he was just closing them left and right. And he couldn't do that in Columbus. So he got licensed there and was doing that shit. You know how many more people would probably go to Chicago for work and shit like that if 25 minutes? What the fuck?
And, the whole idea was always like Elon Musk was always talking about it, like being committed to like being like no more than like $20,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
He actually didn't he build a fucking prototype or something?
I don't know.
Like
I don't know what's real and what's not real with that guy. He's always just posting weird garbage on Twitter.
Somebody got, I think, I don't know where the fuck it was, but I think like construction on the initial like prototype has actually started. I think I saw like a tour of it or something. Somebody was getting a tour of it. I don't know.
Weird.
Regardless, my week was pretty much work, all work. Very like Rihanna style.
Work.
Yeah, I'm glad we did that. And then my crazy suburban America fucking community does this thing where they like sneak around and they'll leave like booze on your front porch.
What?
Oh yeah, they put booze on your front porch and they put 2 signs on your door. One says like, "Hooray! Like I've been boozed," and it's like a ghost was like throwing their hands up. And then there's this fucking poem, and you're supposed to take that one and basically pay it forward. So somebody boozed us, and then we have to booze 2 people, and then you leave the 1 sign on your door so that you don't get like multiple boozed or whatever, and like everybody can play.
Interesting.
If that is not some like middle-aged white woman housewife type shit, I don't know what is. I've never heard of anything like this anywhere.
You know, I thought about it. I thought that reminds me. That's interesting. Boozing.
Yeah.
Like, what if the person's got an alcohol problem?
Well, I mean, I feel like everyone that age group in that vicinity has an alcohol problem. They're all like, all the guys are coming home and making a nice old fashioned with their large whiskey stone, and all the wives have been sitting at home taking care of the kids, drinking wine all day.
You know, by the way, I'm almost 2 weeks into sober October, and
I guess me too.
For real?
Yeah. Look, I'm still here. I came with sodas today.
No, but I mean, like,
I'm not doing it outside of this. I've been trying to like be healthy. I've been trying to eat a little better, more red meat.
I gotta say, like it felt pretty good. Last night, yesterday afternoon, you know, I had a somewhat aggravating morning. Just because soccer games with a big gap in between and all that stuff. And then came home and was just doing stuff around the house and mowed the lawn, and it was just so beautiful outside. And I was just sitting outside listening to music. And I think yesterday was the first time this month where I was like, man, I could really go for like a really cold beer right now. You know, like those. And I was like, that's pretty good. Almost 2 weeks without even worrying about it. Now I will say Friday at work, the couple hours I was there, we had a taco bar for lunch. And owner of the company was making margaritas, and it was pretty funny watching my whole company get hammered and not joining in with them.
The fucking craziest shit is, you know how many people want that life? Like, you're like, oh yeah, the owner of my company that I work for was making everyone margaritas at work
At 11:30 a.m.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like people, that's what people want.
Yeah.
You're living somebody's fantasy.
The dream, as it were.
Yeah. Very nice. I have a question. Wait, you got more for that story?
Well, I sidetracked from what I was going to say, which was the pay it forward thing, but we can come back to it if you got a question.
I just have a question.
I just thought of something the other night. I was laying in bed, wired from drinking too much coffee too late, and I was just like thinking about stuff, and I was like thinking about our conversation about millennials and how we all have so much debt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's crazy to see how GoFundMe works when like somebody has like a medical issue and people just throw $5, $10, $15 and like 2 days later it'll be 3 times what they're asking for.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's throwing pocket change.
Right.
So I was like, what if we did like that? Like do a GoFundMe to help each other pay debt off. Hey, look, we're all millennials. We all got fucked. We all got preyed upon. We all racked up a bunch of credit card debt. We all bought houses we couldn't afford or couldn't sell. So the agreement being, let's start a GoFundMe, pay off my debt, and then I gotta commit to giving extras to 2 or 3. I could see how very quickly it could get out of hand and not work, but I just thought of this idea of like,
you know, I gotta be honest.
It's just communism.
Yeah, but if you think about, if you got somebody to write up like an actual agreement, right? and let's just say everyone put in, let's just say $100. I feel like you'd get there pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, what is $100 every couple months? That's nothing. And the end result being that your debt also got paid off?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That's a fucking crazy thought.
It was a weird thought I had, and I was like, how do you position that without it getting out of hand and without
Well, you have to
feeling
limit your
greedy.
audience.
Yeah.
You have to limit your audience. You have to have an agreed set upon terms, right? And you got to get people that are the type of people to be okay with that.
Mhm.
We've thrown 50 or 100 or more dollars towards people all the time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because it's no big deal.
No.
Everybody knows that, like, look, your Chipotle costs $9.
Dude, I literally measure things in Starbucks drinks. Like, I'm not kidding. When things happen and I'm like, oh, that's gonna set me back $250, I'm like, okay, I guess I just won't drink Starbucks for a couple weeks. Like, that's how I measure things.
Yeah. It's wild.
Damn, that's crazy.
Anyway.
You're fucking me up, Collin. Staying on the money tip though, like, I have a question.
Go.
And this came out of a personal.
This, in the end, by the way, this is pretty good.
It's pretty fucking good. I'm not, and what's crazy is
It's sugary.
like I said to you, I don't even like cream soda. Even remember like Dum Dum Suckers? When I would get the cream one, I'd be like, oh no, and I'd throw that fucking thing away. But this, for some reason, is pretty good. It must be the blue.
43 grams of sugar.
That's all right.
16% of my daily value.
Shit's pure cane. Anyway, most of the orders I place for food nowadays, they're either over the phone, through an app, through a website. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you tip on orders that are pickup? Like you've placed through a digital means?
No.
Why the fuck do some of them have things to tip?
I don't know.
So you've never tipped? You just say fuck it.
If I order something and I go to pick it up,
Okay.
if I had called on the phone to order pizza and said pick up, I'm not going to tip them when I pick the pizza up. What's the fucking difference?
Well, I'm asking because, like, okay, so I placed the order for Roosters.
Okay.
It was $45 or whatever. It
Yeah.
was like me and a few coworkers.
Yeah.
I get there. I placed it over the phone.
Yeah.
I get there. They ring me out. The fucking receipt they ring me out has a spot to tip. And I was like, I panicked. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that.
I mean, there's still a person there. There's still like, I don't really know. I've never worked in the service industry. I don't know how tips are split up at night. Who the fuck gets the tips?
I don't think.
I thought they like shared them with the cooks and shit because the cooks can't get tips. I thought that was like a thing.
Well, somebody help us out with this one.
Yeah, somebody's gonna need to tell me because
Somebody's gonna be like, you guys are fucking assholes for never tipping on pickup orders.
but I do tip.
You do.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
If I have an option on the website, I skip it because there's nobody there. If I
you feel
place it,
guilty?
if I place it and somebody is like, shh, they slide me that receipt and that pin and they're being all nice, I'm like, ah, fuck. Feel like I gotta tip you.
Nope.
But I don't know why. I mean, but then again, I tip a bartender. Bartender like goes to the cooler, gets a fucking bottle of beer, pops the top, hands it to me. I tip him. Bitch, you didn't do no fucking work. Did you? Did that work?
Yeah, but they're getting paid next to nothing. So the tip is part of what is.
But that's the same argument. These people that work at, let's say Roosters, for example, they're making nothing. They're getting tips.
I don't think that a hostess is making like what a server makes.
I think so. They are servers.
All right, somebody help us out with this one.
See, that's why I was like, man, I gotta ask Collin about this shit.
Shit, now I'm gonna feel really bad if I've been just
stiffing people,
shitting on people's plate all the time.
Yeah, no, it weirded me out. Like, and when I see it like I said, if I see it online while I'm placing the order, I just skip it because I'm like, what the fuck, get out of here with that. Like, why would you present that to me?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing all the work. That's like going through self checkout and like tipping the guy
when the person comes to check my ID. Like,
yeah. Like, thank you for checking my ID so I can scan my own booze and pay for it with my money. Here's $2. So yeah, it weirded me out when I showed up because most of the things I do nowadays,
you got me thinking about
it's all through an app or something. Yeah. This was like the first time in a while that I've had to call, place the order, and then pay when I got there. I never do that. But it's just, I don't even know if you can order shit online.
Okay, here's another old man simula kind of thing.
Okay.
Where I'll order stuff through Postmates or Uber Eats. You know, like I'll order food that way. I think it's brilliant. I think that has completely revolutionized an industry.
Sure.
But
it's like cabs for your food.
But like I went to Starbucks yesterday before the soccer games, and I went and the line was, the drive-through line was super long, so I went inside, and it was normal, busy Starbucks, nothing crazy. Ordered, and I was just waiting for it, and it was like they kept calling people's names, and like it was like for every person who was there who had just gone through the line, there was 4 mobile order, blah, blah, blah. And it's just not my thing. I would rather go in and stand in line and talk to somebody.
Nope. I mobile order, I would say 4 times a week.
Huh. I do mobile order Chipotle.
Oh my God, dude, my mobile order history is disgusting. Like everything I do.
You know, I do mobile order Wendy's too. Okay, so
dude, mobile order Wendy's is tight.
it's an amazing
and
app.
It's like, and you always get the free nuggets and shit. So
it's an amazing app.
Anyway, no, like I pass 3 Starbucks.
My whole argument's invalid now, though. Now that I realize I do mobile order a lot of shit.
I pass 3 Starbucks on the way to work every day, and I have 3 opportunities to be like, I want this. I'm gonna just order it and go get it. And the first one is pretty close to my house. It's the newest one. The lobby is fucking huge. I know exactly when to place that bitch. Like I hit my traffic light by my house and it's all, I get it all queued up. Traffic light, I get stopped. As soon as I see the light turn green, I push it. Perfect timing. I get there. Or if I go past that.
Couldn't you say like, hey, Google, order it for me?
Yeah. And if, you know what? You saying that probably fucking triggered my phone.
You get home and there's like 16 pumpkin spice lattes.
No, I'm pretty sure you can do that, but I don't want that to be the case. Anyway, so I can order it there, or if I get past there and I go, oh fuck, I forgot to order it, or I want to order it, I can order to the next one, the second one, and if not that one, the third one. And in all scenarios, I order it, I walk in, I grab it, I walk out. I always say thank you, but there's again a spot that I don't tip. Do you tip at Starbucks?
You know, well, I've never mobile ordered at Starbucks.
Oh, do you tip?
Yes. No. Now I should.
Well, should you? Because they're making significantly more than the people you're not tipping through the food.
I guess I don't know how much baristas make.
I'm going to say they're making significantly more. But
no, fuck them.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck those uppity.
And I like when I leave sometimes. Oh my God. When I leave and then like all of a sudden I get a reminder in my app that's like, you have until this time to tip because I'll pay through the app.
Yeah, see, that's fuck you for doing that.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Now, I will say this. I do feel very bad when I order something on Postmates and then they come and deliver it. And then like the next time I order Postmates, like 3 weeks later, it's like, do you want to tip your, like, cause I don't even look at it again after he delivers it. So then I forget to tip and it's like 3 weeks later. So by that point, I'm just like, no, cancel,
Oh, we always, so me and my coworkers are the fucking worst. Like we buy food most of the week. Right. And it's one of those things where I get in and
I do too.
As soon as I get in, somebody goes, what's for lunch today? Like, because I'm like the last one to get in. So like, what's for lunch today? So we figure out where we're getting, and then one of us runs, and then like we all have J names on our side of the row, like all 3 of us. So we go by Juber Eats, Jordash, and Jubhub.
Jubhub.
Yeah. So whichever one's running, that's what we do.
Was it the second one was Jordash?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with food delivery.
Fuck, it doesn't. DoorDash.
Oh,
you were thinking the jeans.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
No, we just took it and made it J's for everything.
The fuck it doesn't.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Speaking of money, though, let me show you what an asshole I was on accident to my wife. This happened a while ago. I just never talked about it because it's a very stupid thing. So my wife, big runner, right? Marathoner. She's actually running a marathon like next weekend. Ran a 20 miler like a week or 2 ago. Anyway, she bought these 2 pair of shoes that she wanted to try. And I don't know if she bought 2 different ones or if it was just 2 different colorways or what, but she bought 2 pair, $180 a pair, right? I'm cleaning up one day. I apparently threw a pair out. Brand fucking new. She never even opened them. I just threw them out. And it was like, I don't know, a couple weeks later. Okay, I'm gonna argue my side of the story. I'm telling the story with factual information, but I'm gonna tell you where I'm coming from in a minute. So I throw them out. And she's like, hey, where are those shoes? I'm like, what shoes? She's like, it was a box. It was right here. Okay, so my bad. Totally on me. I threw out a fucking $180 pair of shoes, brand fucking new, just chilling in a box somewhere in the trash hump. Now, where I'm coming from is my wife orders a lot of things online. And just recently has she even started, and this is by me complaining a whole bunch, breaking down the boxes and or putting them in the garage. So she used to put them in the front room. And it was just always an insane amount of boxes in my front room. And then Friday's trash day. I get up early. I start breaking down boxes.
Front room, you mean that like little foyer room with the couch and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it used to be a lot more open, like because we didn't have furniture and shit yet. And we just literally used it for boxes and storage and shit. It was like the Amazon fucking box heap. So I was cleaning up, getting boxes together, throwing shit out. And that's what happened. I grabbed a box. I'm sure I felt weight, but assuming it was just a bunch of other shit inside that box, just like the other 10 boxes that were laying around. So I was just cleaning up all of her boxes for the 50th week in a row and threw them bitches out. So that's how I did it. But yeah, I did it.
Threw away expensive shoes.
$180 shoes. You ever thrown out any shit like that?
I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'm sure I've thrown away valuable things before. But I'm thinking about how, and I think we talked about this a little bit once, but what do you think the ratio is of suburban houses that just like have an area of their house that's just dedicated to fucking Amazon boxes?
Well, every time, okay, so I bitch enough about my wife's Amazon ordering to her, to where at one point I said, look, you got to stop ordering this shit. Like, I'm going to put a thing on the website to make it so Amazon only fucking delivers on Wednesday and Thursday, so that we don't have boxes there. Cause like boxes will show up on Friday. I'm like, the trash just went out today. Now we got this fucking box that's going to be here for a week, or it shows up on Saturday. And that's the same thing. I'm like, fuck man, trash day was yesterday and now boxes are going to be here for a week.
I have a whole stall of my garage that is dedicated to the bullshit.
So I was walking with my coworker and bitching about that. And he goes, oh, that's funny that you say that. And he takes his phone out and shows me a picture of this Amazon package area in his house. He's like, this is all my wife's shit. Some of this is from Black Friday. It was unopened. So like, I would have to say it's probably pretty high.
Yeah. And it's like, how long before we get like I'm sure it actually already exists, but like a think piece in the New York Times about the oncoming, the coming crisis of too much cardboard or something. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if that would somehow prompt like an Amazon pickup day where like a giant cardboard retrieving truck comes around and everybody gives them back their Amazon.
I watched a video about it once about the recycling business, and it's crazy because a lot of it just gets bundled up and gets shit, and like we sell it to China or we sell it to like some Southeast Asian country.
Yeah.
That they're the ones that go through it and recycle it.
Yeah.
And it's not clear how much actually gets recycled.
Well, there's also different levels of shit. Like, Kyle used to work at a recycling plant.
Really?
Yeah. And he's the one that schooled me on some of this shit. Like the different grades of plastic. You got the bubble up.
Interesting.
Pretty good or bad?
It's not very carbonated.
Okay. Is that a bad thing or?
No. It's very different from that.
Yeah.
But it's also,
I didn't feel like this was that carbonated either. I mean, look, I have no bubbles in mine right now.
Oh, this is produced under the authority of the Dad's Root Beer Company.
Mm.
But the flavor is derived from lemon and lime oils.
So there is I could be fucking this up. I think it's an Indian cola. It's called Thumbs Up. And it's like a cola. It's like a Coke or Pepsi. Mm-hmm. And it was such a big popular thing. I actually think Coke bought them. Mm. And I know they sell them there's an Indian grocery store off Sawmill called Patel Brothers. I know they sell them out there. Huh. And my buddy brought me one time. It's actually really fucking good. I love all those weird sodas I'm a big cola person, so
Yeah.
I like to try all the colas.
Anyway, I derailed something you were saying.
What the fuck was I saying? Was I just talking about the Amazon thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, like, I think it'd be pretty neat if, like, Amazon trucks came around, like, every 2 weeks or some shit, and it was like they'd pick up. Maybe they park somewhere and you could take them to it. Like, I'd probably do that. Most of our shit that we recycle is Amazon boxes or some other fucking box of something that we bought off the internet. I don't really know anything about recycling, though. I started to mention that Kyle.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Kyle worked at a recycling plant. There's like different grades of plastic and shit like that. And he showed me how to like look at the bottom and there'd be that little triangle and inside it would have a number or a letter and how certain ones were more valuable and shit. He showed me that. I also saw, that giant floating fucking trash heap that's in the middle of the ocean? That's like, I think I could be wrong on this, but it's like 3 times the size of Texas or something like that.
Yeah, it's huge. There's more than one.
I saw a guy who said that he could clean that up, like single-handedly with some machines. And the machine that he built, the prototype, retrieved the first thing of plastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually fucking started. Like I think he said that he could have it done by 2025.
Crazy.
It's this fucking, I don't know what it is. I briefly looked at it, kind of glanced over it, because why would I want to consume news that's actually valuable? I'm more interested in,
It's crazy because so much of that, you see pictures of it and stuff like that, and a lot of it is just like, toothbrushes and plastic bags and stuff like that. But like, if you read more into it, a lot of it is just like
fishing nets.
Well, no, there's like points where it's just like dense, little tiny beads of plastic that have just been worn down much that, so it's like just like.
Well, that was an interesting part of the article. Was it actually? Those are called microplastics, and it actually retrieved those too.
Crazy.
It was retrieving not just large shit, but it retrieved microplastics. And that's why I said, like, they said they could have it cleaned up I want to say by 2025. I could be fucking wrong, but
where are they putting it?
It's scooping into some fucking machine, and then they go back and recycle it. It like takes it back, and then we recycle shit. Something else that I caught in the news this week. Did you see the thing about Denver's rapid temperature drop shit?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. It went from, I was like 83 to 14.
Yeah.
And it was snowing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. That shit's weird.
I know some people in Colorado that they seem to act like that was totally normal, but it doesn't seem normal to me.
No, it dropped like 15 degrees in an hour. And it was like, it was 83 and they're fucking rocking the tank tops and shit like that. And by the end of the night, it was in the low 40s. And then in the morning, it was snowing and 13. That shit's not normal. That's when you fucking leave. That's going on in Colorado. Meanwhile, we have fucking more wildfires in California.
It's crazy.
I also caught that on the news. Since we got one of those Google Nest hubs, did I tell you that last week? Yeah. Since we got one of those, like every morning I say good morning, and it fucking goes through the routine I set up, and the thing
Good morning, Jeff.
Yeah. Hey there, guy. No, the last thing it does is go through all the top news. And plus it has a screen on it. So I just catch that shit. And they were showing the aftermath of the wildfires and some of the houses that got burnt up. And it also showed people standing on their house, like with a garden hose, just like keeping their house wet.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, I guess they're just protecting against embers.
Yeah.
But that's a fucking commitment. If you're up on the top of your house with a garden hose.
It's wild.
That shit's wild. One other thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure this will probably get a reaction out of you, is people who only repost shit based on headlines.
Yeah.
So the reason I say that is because today, what's the dude that played Uncle Phil in Fresh Prince? James Avery? Is that him?
I think so. I can't.
Okay. Somebody today posted like Uncle Phil dead at whatever age. And I looked at it and like it fucked me up for a minute. I was like, could have swore he already died. Didn't he already die? And I had this like conversation with myself. I was like, no, he died. And I was like, let me click this fucking article. I click it. The article's from 2014. But it's just crazy to me that somebody posted that today, knowing damn well they saw that headline somewhere and they clicked it, they posted it, didn't think nothing of it. First of all, how the fuck didn't you know he died? Second of all, read the goddamn article. That's the second time it's happened this week. I seen a whole bunch of people posting this other thing, and I'm curious if you did too. Have you seen the thing that's like multiple? What is it? It's like multiple kids abducted, Delaware County.
No.
Okay, that's really close to me, right? So I said, "Holy shit, I'm gonna read this." I click on it. It's literally Delaware County, Pennsylvania. And all these people that are posting it are all these like people from Ohio, Northern Ohio. I know goddamn well that they're reposting it because they think it's Delaware, Ohio.
Yep. And you know what? The fucking like Google ads and all those garbage clickbait links that you see at the bottom of those articles.
Yeah.
They're laughing all the way to the bank. People posting those headlines because all they take is for you to go, wait, I thought he was already dead. You click on that, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You know, it's crazy.
We need to get on that.
It's a fucking racket.
We need to get on that. We could write some clickbait articles.
Yeah.
That whole thing just interests me. Like this whole, like I search for something on Amazon and then every other app or site I use for the remainder of the week is showing me ads related to what I just searched.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I know I'm not the only one that notices that. Everybody notices that. Jordan Slack, we had him on twice. He said he bought a jewelry scale off of Amazon and now his feed was full of like Dunkin' Diamonds ads. And that reminded me, Kyle bought something for his Halloween costume.
Okay.
Take a guess. What do you think his ads look like? What he bought was a giant rubber fist.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I can only imagine what his fucking ads are doing. That's one of those ones like I might have had to go to my computer and go to like incognito mode and order the shit from there because I don't want any cookies.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if I'm on fucking Amazon or some random website and it's just nothing but large dildos.
Dude,
Kyle's shit must be blown up right now.
fill us in, Kyle.
Yeah. Let us know what your fucking ads look like.
So funny.
Dude, I know.
Rows of fists.
He sent me a picture too when he found one. He was like, hey, look, a non-sexual fist. Like he found a non-sexual fist. It had like, you know, like when you grip your hand, you got like the hand veins and shit. It had all that.
What is his costume?
I can't tell you. I don't want to put his shit on blast.
Okay.
But it's a good one. I will say, I'll tell you after the podcast, it's a fucking good costume.
Nice.
Are we about to get a band jamming? I hear a little kick drum action from a couple. No?
I don't know.
Fuck. Dude, why don't we just stay on news for a minute? I know this isn't a news podcast, but now when I am watching the news, my wife goes, there's something for the podcast. And yesterday I had to go, look, we're not a fucking news podcast. And then literally right in the center here, we've just done 3 news things. I'm just going to stick with it because I thought this was interesting. It was about a fish species they found in Georgia that can breathe air. Like, I don't know what to think about that. Although I guess wildlife, like Georgia Wildlife, was recommending like kill it. Like they said, like if you find this and just kill it.
Weird.
Yeah.
It wasn't like because there's those mud puppies, those fish that can take gulps of air and crawl on the.
No, this one, I guess, it actually said in the article, like for the first time they found a fucking fish. And you know what kind of fish I think it was? You ever heard of a snakehead?
Mm-mm.
Okay. These are some violent fucking fish. Like, so snakeheads are like fish that you have and you feed them other fish. Like that's what you do. Because growing up, and I think they can get really fucking big too. So you can only have them as pets for like so long before you got to figure something else out because you ain't got a house big enough for these bitches.
Right.
They're like the pit bull of fish. It was like the same people that would have a pit bull like with a large chain around the neck and feed it like Similac and shit would also have snakeheads.
People feed pit bulls Similac?
Yeah, dude.
That's a thing?
Well, first of all, yeah. It's like, that's what it does. It promotes growth. So you want a beefy ass pit bull, then people would feed their dog Similac. And then when they put the chain around their neck, they do that to make the dog's neck muscles. Like they have to hold their neck up. It's like lifting weights. You're basically making your dog a bodybuilder.
What the fuck?
I know.
Because I really like pit bulls, and I like and I know that trying to break the cultural stigma around
Yeah.
this, but then like what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this, and I say that, I say it all in jest and joking, but that's really what people do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
And
had
like,
no idea. I had no idea.
obviously I'm not into the stigma of it either. Like all I had growing up with my brothers and shit were pit bulls. That's like the only type of dogs we had growing up and the only type of dogs my brothers had. And then, my dog now is half pit. Sweetest dog on the fucking planet. Has a donut collar. Like, she is the nicest, best dog. And she puts up with so much shit. My daughter just jumps on her. Like, I mean, it's bad. She just like pounces on her and holds on. And June will like, she'll look at me like she wants to get up so fucking bad and leave. But my daughter's on her and she's like, I don't want to hurt her. So the moment I like retrieve her or say, get off of June, boom, she's gone.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Well, it's showing some respect though.
Yeah. When we first got her, we like made sure, to like mess with her while she was eating and pull on her ears and shit, just knowing that, we needed to make sure that she was like a good family dog.
Yeah.
But, I know last time I said, do you want to do trivial things or do you want to do Ohio, Florida? So this time we're going to do Ohio, Florida. I only have 3 things queued up.
Okay.
But we'll go through them real quick. And by the way, I hope you don't get on the Trello board and like cheat.
I didn't.
Because, I'm counting on you to barely use the Trello board. Like, I'm banking on the fact that you fucking barely go there. But I do store them in there. So don't ever get on there and
You're
cheat.
like banking on the fact that I'm a disorganized, last minute piece of shit.
No, just the fact that you don't use the tools provided. Here's the headline. Teen threatens grandfather with a knife after being denied more tomatoes at dinner.
That is Ohio. It's got to be. Damn it.
That one's a Florida one.
Didn't seem weird enough. Seemed angry.
That's actually why.
Angry.
That's why I started with that one. Because I said, man, this one's really on the cusp. 8 people arrested at a kindergarten graduation after one person pulls out a pipe, the other pulls out a hammer, and a brawl that all started over spilled punch.
Ohio.
This is totally Ohio. I think that was like Cleveland or something. Man denies syringes found in rectum are his. Stated he found them.
Florida. This is Florida.
Yeah, but didn't explain how they wound up
them.
in his ass.
He just said he found them?
Yeah, he's like, look, I found these. And he turned them in. They were syringes.
See,
I found these in my butt.
Like I think that's literally what I'm looking. The differentiator is Florida is like weird.
Yeah.
Where Ohio is like miserable.
Yeah, but that's why like I like to try and find the ones that could be either.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones. I also saw there's a fucking new mugshot. You know how like every year there's like a mugshot that becomes viral? There's a new one that's viral from a Florida dude. Have you seen it yet?
I have not.
Dude, this motherfucker, I can't even, it's like,
look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Just look up like Florida mugshot, and I bet it's like the new one that comes up. He's kind of got like the sides of his head are shaved, little hair on top. Face looks a mess. And dude, his ears they're like the wings of a plane. That is him right there.
Oh my God.
Like that dude probably has to go through doorways sideways to make it through unscathed.
Dude, he's got cornrows.
Is that what that is? Does he have cornrows? Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, fuck, those are cornrows. Dude, he doesn't look real. He looks like the big guy that had the little guy inside of his head in Men in Black. You know in Men in Black how there was like the face opened up and the little dude was like, the galaxies on Orion's belt. Oh, the neck dude? Dude, that's a damn wide neck. He's got he's famous now. Famous
Hilarious.
as fuck. So damn wide neck.
And then that skinny guy.
Damn long neck. They do videos together.
Now they need damn big ears.
No, they got another one. Damn something else. There's one more. I feel like there's one more guy in the trio.
Hilarious.
And there's also another guy that hangs out with the damn long neck dude. That's like, I don't know if like he is Gucci Gary or something like that. He's got like the Gucci Man tattoo on the side of his face. That's like the ice cream. This is Burr. He got that. but he's this big, fat redneck dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking
with
about.
a mullet.
Yeah.
His name's like, I think it's like Gucci Gary.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hilarious.
dude, that shit is.
American culture is really fucking weird.
It is crazy. The people that we make famous, and I don't know. Like, there's a small part of me that's a little bit jealous. I'm salty. I'm not jealous. I'm salty because I went for something in music and didn't make it to be famous, right? And then you got these motherfuckers that are just wilding. I don't even know. They're just fucking weird people that'll do crazy shit like that. And they have agents and somehow get fuck tons of money from appearances and shit like that.
Crazy.
I don't get it. You want to make this a short one today? We're at an hour 5.
Yeah.
You want to knock out fucking trivial things and wrap it up?
Sure. Let me think of a trivial thing.
You don't got nothing?
Well, I feel like I had one earlier today.
I'm listening. I'll do mine. Fuck it.
Do yours.
Yeah, because I actually
Dead air.
I was thinking for a minute, like, fuck, man, do I even have one? But I do.
I got one.
And you know what? I'm gonna do a different one because too many, I feel like, of mine recently and yours maybe have been about driving or cars. So I got to get off that. Let me think real quick.
All right, I got one.
Go ahead.
When my children spend more time arguing over who's going to do the thing.
Oh, that shit could have been done.
That they could have done the thing 10 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they all go outside and play.
Yeah.
And then they all clean up their stuff. But then they argue over who has to shut the garage. You know, and it's just like, I sit there and I'll be in the kitchen listening and just
push a button.
Listening to them bitch at each other about it. And they're like, "No, I did it last time. You did it." Blah, blah, blah. It's like, somebody shut the fucking garage. It'll take 3 seconds. For Christ's sake,
man, that's one that I can't say that I've ever even thought was going to be a problem. I hope that that's not in my future.
Well, our garage door opener, the one of them doesn't work, and the one that does work is the far garage. So you have to go downstairs through the basement through the garage to get to the button. So because we lost the remote one,
just go buy one.
I know.
Program. It's like fucking $8.
I know.
Shit, man. I'm about to come over and program a remote for you. Mine is stupid, but it's extremely trivial, but holy shit, it annoys the shit out of me. Squeaky styrofoam containers.
Oh my God.
So
especially like those coolers.
You mean the lid where it's like,
yeah.
Oh my dude, I picked up Cane's yesterday, and it's about a 20-minute drive from the closest Cane's to my house. Dude,
every bump.
And it's a very windy road. Like, I took the back way and it was like, and I was like, oh my God, I have never been more mad at food in my life. I was very, very angry. And so I just turned on music and turned it up real loud and I could still hear it.
Can we just say cheap foam in general?
Cheap
Not
foam.
just the sound it makes, but like you open up something from, like you get a TV and you take that dunk 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 that hard foam out of there and it breaks and it squeaks and it sticks to you because of the static electricity.
the little foam balls they get on you. And packing peanuts.
Scourge of humanity.
Those are but when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck about that. I wanted anything that we bought. I got this, like, that was my reward. I get the styrofoam because I was going to karate chop that shit in half.
Oh yeah.
Set it up like it was, cinder blocks, 2 and 3 of them, and do that jump punch thing all the way through them. Dude, my mom would be so mad because those little fucking styrofoam balls would be everywhere.
One time my old job, a dude was out of town and we made it look like his office was full of foam peanuts when he got back. Because
you made it look like it was?
So the office doors had like a little window.
Oh my God.
And like it was probably, the window was probably 8 inches wide by, I don't know, 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So a couple of my coworkers built like a cardboard thing that was like about 6 inches deep and like 6 inches either side of it to give some space.
Yeah.
And then they filled that So it looked like the office was full of foam peanuts, and then they rigged up a little thing so when he opened the door, a little bit would fall out. So it really still felt like that.
Wow.
Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing.
That's incredible.
And on top of that, they like wrapped everything in his office in foil and saran wrap and did a bunch of other bullshit. But
one of my favorite like office prank, because everybody seems to have those. Bless you. He seems to have those. What are the Herman Miller Aeron chairs? Like everybody has those.
Yeah.
And you sit and they kind of they go down a little bit. The air horn.
Oh my God.
Those are the fucking best office pranks.
Hilarious.
Have you done that?
No, that's hilarious.
There's that. Yeah. You've like, and people like, you can move that chair around because if you know, they're all the same chair. So if you do it to one coworker and you get them, then they can swap it out to the next person that hasn't come in yet. Dude, those are the fucking best. But that's a good, any other good office pranks? Like you just named like one of the most original I've heard. Because I've seen people actually, you know, fill an office or a cubicle.
Yeah.
I've seen all that, but I haven't seen where they just kind of like faked it.
No, I can't think of any other good ones right now other than the classics.
I used to, I think everybody has taken just a couple clutch keys like off the keyboard and swapped them.
Oh yeah.
So you get those motherfuckers that still kind of glance down at their keyboard and they're like, what the fuck? And then one of my favorite like new technology ones, you know how you can enter shortcuts on the iPhones?
Yeah.
So I'd enter a shortcut on people's phones, and every time they try to say certain things, send other shit like Pornhub.com links and shit like that.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
We a couple years ago, there was some thing that we got at work was. There's a long backstory behind it, but we got a bunch of like these dog toys that look like hot dogs and with their company name printed on them.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got them and the hot dogs were like miscolored. So they looked like it just looked like a bunch of rubber dicks.
Yeah.
So they were just sitting in a box. So we didn't use them for whatever we were using them for. But then I think it was last year on my birthday, I think I got to work and one of my coworkers had taken the whole box and just dumped it over my desk. So there was just these fucking hot dogs all over my desk.
Hot dicks.
So it was not a clever one, but it was funny.
All right, let's wrap this shit up. Episode 27 is in the fucking books. Are you a tired boy?
I've had a restful weekend.
You mean you slept a lot and laid around a lot?
Well, no, I've gotten stuff done, but Friday night, I think I was falling asleep on the couch by 10. Last night, I was falling asleep by like 11.
I didn't feel well Friday or
midnight.
Saturday, so I went to bed at
last night I was up late.
9 on Friday.
Jesus.
Saturday, I pretty much laid around all fucking day, did nothing, didn't go to the gym, didn't do shit, and then today went to the gym, did the whole fucking thing.
I've been yawny today.
Yanni?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You looked at me like, where's the joke? Where can I go with this?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I hear Yanni, I think Yanni.
Yeah.
So, that guy, what's that guy, play a flute or something?
No.
What is it? Who the fuck plays the flute? Michael Bolton? Kenny G,
and he plays a saxophone.
Bro, wind instruments, they're all the fucking same. All right, episode 27. We're out this bitch. Bye.